featured Kirsten Harden, the junior, against Khiarica Rasheed, and it'll be the Lumberjacks to start things off here this Wednesday evening. Regan Skank into Khiarica Rasheed, putting on the moves over Kirsten Harden, and then it's a race to the floor, and the possession arrow will be the Bears.
See an early press from NAU, just trying to take ticks off the shot clock for UNC. They're going to fall back into a zone as well. Both teams starting out in zone defense.
Down to 9 on the shot clock. Chapman into Kirsten Harding. She turns out to Downing, a dribble, and someone's going to have to shoot. Michaela Eisenbart gets it off in time, and off the rim, Alexis Chapman grabs the ball. Harden off the glass. Kirsten Harden adding to her point total here in Boise. Horndoff, a tough three-point shooter. They have a couple of those for Northern Arizona. Skank up top. Skank fires the three. Skank catches 4 points in that quarterfinal game and on the board early.
Khiarica Rasheed doing a really good job finding Skank on the perimeter, drawing in the defender, thinking that Khiarica was going to take it to the basket, and just left Regan open all alone on the top.
Kirsten Harden just powers her way through the lane. But the ball gets knocked down. We're going to have an early foul. Eisenbart picking up her first. Inside, Nina Radford off to Rasheed. Over the basket too hard, but she grabbed it with the putback. A little pass to yourself never hurt. You get the assist, though.
That's right.
Alexis Chapman wants to feed a working Harden. They go with the three ball. The miss and the board stays with the Bears.
Nice heads-up rebound by Kirsten Harden.
Chapman off the glass, and Emily Rodabaugh will grab a rebound for NAU. From the elbow, got it.
There's something to be said about momentum building throughout the tournament. We're seeing Khiarica Rasheed. You know, she suffered that knee injury and had some struggles last year, but just more confidence, Jenny.
A lot of confidence for her. She's played a lot of basketball. Today, 142nd game in her collegiate career. Grabs the board, and Skank's gonna push it. Chapman trailing her, and Skank just splits the defenders and off the glass.
You could just see that in her eyes as she was taking the ball from one end of the floor to the other, that she was gonna look for that opportunity to drive down the lane. Took advantage of it.
9-2 Northern Arizona leads. Eisenbart with the feed. Harden with the moves, and she has all the points for the Bears.
Harden is just tough when she gets down low and commands her presence on the low block. She's just definitely a load to defend down there with that strength.
This will be something interesting to watch, because yesterday, as UNC turns it over, they got to slow the jitters down just a bit. They're going to get some subs in off the bench. I think NAU, part of being the best offense is they also are very conditioned. When we talked to Lori Payne the other day, that's one thing when you play at altitude, that you always have an advantage over everyone else, and they train over 7,000 feet on a daily basis. UNC also plays at altitude coming from Greeley, but again, this is their third game of the tournament, and I think if you can wear them down early as part of the game plan and get some stops, that could help.
Well, maybe that's the excuse of why I lost at NAU so much, Jenny.
That's it. I gave
barely
it for
lost
you.
in my college career, but we had a problem winning in NAU.
Apparently, you're supposed to drink beet juice at altitude. At least that's what Leon Rice, the basketball coach for Boise State, told me one time. How about that three? So Skank quickly up to 8 points, hitting both of her three-point attempts today. Handoff to Sabina Lipa. She played a lot of minutes yesterday off the bench. Working it around. Chapman with the 3-ball. That's long. And they can't get the rebound. Just off the foot of the graduate senior.
One thing I think about, Jenny, when I look at the teams, the 4 teams that are here, is toughness. And that's one thing that you've seen in the earlier games. And you see just a style of play that's relentless. And that's what's gotten them this far in the tournament.
Rasheed backing it down, and she gets Zoe Campbell all the way under the basket for easy point. She's at 6. Ten-point lead for the Lumberjacks. Tana Simmental driving the lane, looks to dish. Lipa has 6 on the shot clock. One more pass, Allie Downing for 3. No go. Northern Colorado makes over 7 threes a game. Khiarica Rasheed fouled underneath, and that's going to be free throws.
Such a nice pass from Skank. Just knows the athleticism of Khiarica Rasheed, who can jump.
7 3-pointers a game, which is second in the Big Sky Conference. But right now, Krista 0 for 5, so they just haven't gotten the right looks that they want.
Well, Regan Skank with 8 early points to go along with Khiarica Rasheed's 6. They have just come out and made their shots.
Rasheed missing her first free throw.
I mean, Skank is a perfect 3 for 3 from the floor.
And both misses for Khiarica Rasheed. From the Portland, Oregon product, playing in her 142nd game, only to be outdone by Alexis Chapman for UNC, who's playing in her 144th and currently on the bench. Allie Downing drives and gets stuffed down low by Emily Grotebaugh. Skank will push it and then just throws it away. Thought Grotebaugh saw the ball coming, was going to catch up to it.
Coach Payne was about to say something to her point guard, but I think no one was more upset with herself than Skank herself. So Lori just gave the hand signal of settle it down. I love to watch the coach dynamic with players.
Coaches in and of themselves are a great show during the game,
They can be their own separate show.
They really can, but you can't always tell the score by watching a coach, because with every one, you always think that they're down by 100. In fact, Lori Payne's team up by double figures right now. There's a little energy off the bench from Olivia Moran.
Early turnover for UNC, 2 of them. It's also contributed to their lack of offensive opportunity.
Fed Rasheed inside, got some good spacing, and she's at 8. She's climbed the charts all year. History-making season in the record books at NAU. Games played, rebounds, free throws made. Sits first. Sabina Lipe gets fouled.
Sabina Lipe does a good job looking for an open lane. She likes to attack the rim. She's also a shooter. She has given UNC just about 16 minutes off the bench.
Foul on Rasheed. She heads to the bench, as does Skank, and a couple players head in to give them a breather, including Fatu Jaite, 6'1" forward. That's pretty much the size they have in terms of height. It's as tall as you're going to get for the Lumberjacks.
Coach Payne really makes no excuses for her style of basketball, which is to get up and shoot, run in transition, and score. And she does not necessarily play to that true center type of mentality. She likes the forwards that can get out and run the floor.
Alexis Chapman back in the game. To Jaite and out to Moran. Moran didn't have an angle, so the pass back to Jaite and lays it up short. seeing Jaden Galloway in her first minutes off the bench, but a turnover. Lauren Orndorff tried to save it and it'll go right back to the Bears.
Jaden Galloway trying to get the ball inside to Kirsten Harden. There just wasn't position. And they're lucky to get the ball back.
Yeah, it feels like a gift, and now they want to turn that into points. 2:30 to go here in the first quarter. 16-6, Northern Arizona. And that's going to be a travel by Sydney Stensgaard. Sophomore had her feet moving before the ball.
Montana State transfer from Inner Groves Heights, Minnesota.
Michaela Mayo. Running point with Skank out. You'll see the twins in right now. Both the Morans playing, and Olivia, number 22, and Nia, number 2. And Nia takes the shot. Got it.
UNC, tough 2-3 defense.
Excuse me, Nia Moran. Fight on the floor.
But patience on the offensive end for Northern Arizona has tough to defend.
Back in action here on the floor, a foul. Gonna go on Jaite, so that'll be her first personal and second team foul. Bears really looking for the mojo out of that timeout. If you're Krista Matteo, what's the game plan to get back in this, Krista? Jump ball.
Alexis Chapman, just not a good read. NAU and man-to-man defense, but they're bringing across the double team on Kirsten Harden on purpose because she really did a number in her first game with 23, or her second game against Idaho State with 23 points and 9 rebounds. So if you're Alexis Chapman and UNC,
nice strip away from Michaela Eisenbart.
Got to take care of the basketball.
Northern Arizona not doing that. So again, looking for points off turnovers. Can the Bears get them? Inside, there was the double team. And with the lumberjack flying, she's able to put the moves on and get fouled.
She was just a little late to come across. You got to give credit to UNC for making that read here. It was fairly quickly. Michaela Eisenbart finds Kirsten Harden down low. Lauren Orndorff coming across for the help late. And Harden making her pay.
UNC is only 1 for their last 8 from the floor. So they'll have to do it from the charity stripe to get points. And there's 1 for Harden. She has 5 of the 7 Northern Colorado points. They trail 19-7. See Khiarica Rasheed creeping towards the scores table, waiting for the buzzer to get in. And the second one rattles down. So Rasheed coming in, Olivia coming out. She thought she was still in the game, so she was trying to switch position. Coach Shane's like, come on, I'll get you more minutes. Hold with me. Mayo has the ball fly off her. They're going to call it Bears basketball.
And that might be the momentum that UNC needs. 6 of their 8 points have come from Harden underneath. Just no outside game yet. UNC is desperately in need of a basket.
A little pressure from NAU and a wide open Harden. She'll let Jaite fly by her, gets her own rebound back in. 8 points for Harden.
Just showing the strength underneath and padding her stats a little, Jenny.
Carrying the Bears right now. Trail by 9, 19-10, NAU advantage. Nice block by Harden. So talk about padding the stats. Make sure to stuff them all.
I always think when a post player misses a shot and gets their own rebound, it's always kind of a joke that we're padding our stats.
Yeah,
so
sure,
that's what
right?
I meant by that.
Of course, understood. And Chapman nowhere near the basket. Eisenbart, she puts it in, so that's 2 for her in the end of the quarter. So Northern Colorado finding a little momentum to end on a
Southern Arizona.
All right, so second quarter action ready to roll. A fresh 10 on the clock, and the Bears with a 7-point disadvantage trying to erase it. Lumberjacks up 19-12. Harden's been doing all the work, continues with the same script here in the second.
Coach Payne threw up a zone coming out of that timeout, or coming out of the start of the second quarter, just trying to possibly add some pressure to Kirsten Harden. She just responds.
4 rebounds, 10 points, make it 5 rebounds for Harden to go through double-figure scoring. Eisenbart dribbles it back up. Lipe to Chapman inside. Inside out. Semental had a look and drives in. She gets fouled. Khiarica Rasheed coming down, and she has 2 early. She walks straight over to Lori Payne and knows she's coming out. So Jaite checking at the scores table.
Just a great anticipation by Hannah Semental here. You thought she might dump to Kirsten Harden, but she senses that the defender stays with her. Khiarica Rasheed was in a tough position. Help on the drive or protect the basket with Kirsten Harden and her great hands under the hoop.
Hannah Semental makes a pair, not shocking. She's 90% on the season from the free throw line. 19-16, all of a sudden a one-possession game. Northern Arizona still on top. Leave that short, but an offensive rebound. The 3-ball swirls around, and Nina Radford, welcome to the party. She had 14 minutes yesterday against Montana, no score, and averages close to 10 on the season.
Nice find by Moran to understand that Nina Radford was out there without any defender.
22-16 Northern Arizona. The scoop shot nowhere near the hoop. And NAU will push. Skank backing up. Directing traffic. She takes a 3. In and out. Lipa coming up with it, but great defense, just getting the ball right back. Nia Moran checked her spot. No good. Offensive board. Dump to Mayo on the baseline, and no. So a chaotic fight for UNC, but they stick with it. Skip pass, touched the hands of Radford, almost a turnover. Eisenbart has 9 on the shot clock. Semental faked, drives, runs right into traffic and nothing. She was looking for a foul at that point. Here comes Moran, and Nia Moran kisses it off the glass. She's at 5.
NAU does such a good job pushing the ball. You just cannot be on your heels. The hard part about Semental taking it to the basket, she's one step behind, and you can see Coach Matteo bringing in some fresh legs as UNC looks tired.
Not a good pass by Lipe either. She just went right over Harden's head. Turnovers have hurt the Bears. Inside to Jaite, she puts the moves on, and Harden gets the board.
Harden saying, no, I don't think that you're going to be able to come in here, Skank, to my territory.
Got a little bit of height on you in your 5'7" frame.
Although Skank is a former gymnast, so she is pretty agile underneath.
And she's very strong as well. Lipa gets fouled, and she'll head to the free throw line. 2 for 2 on the day. Here come the subs, 4 of them, so a big exchange for Kristen Matteo. Wants to get him rested. Sabina Lipa will stay in the game to shoot her free throws. Lipe making her first, and that ends a 2-minute, 30-second scoring drought that the Bears had going.
See the dialogue between Coach Payne and Regan Skank. Lori Payne, a point guard herself, or a guard, I should say a shooting guard. She just had an incredible career at Washington, scored 1,675 points, 7th on the all-time list, the all-time leader with threes. 245. So if anyone's going to school their point guard on finding an open three, it would be Coach Payne.
24-18 Lumberjacks up. Radford to Skank. Three doesn't go, and Olivia Moran, great hustle. She gets it to go off Allie Downing, and the ball will stay with the Lumberjacks. Molly Payne playing for June Doherty at Washington, and the late June Doherty, her husband Mike, in attendance here in Boise.
There's just so many connections with Mike Doherty, with Coach Binford, just giving so much credit to the Dohertys for her playing and coaching career.
Got the roll, Nina Radford.
Coach Holsinger of Montana, coaching with the Dohertys at Washington State. It's neat to see the connections in the Big Sky Conference. Boise State formerly in the Big Sky, so I played against Coach Binford. We'll get to that later in the second game.
That's right. Montana State coming up to face Idaho in the second semifinal game here in Boise. Cool to see the coaching tree grow, too, from June Doherty. 4 on the shot clock. And I guess they said that hit rim. Pushing it up. Skank thought about it. Out to Olivia Moran. Orndorff dribbles around before she gets it back to Skank. Jaite loses the ball, but a whistle. Allie Downing picking up her first, and that's going to be the first team foul of the quarter, close to the halfway mark. 5:05 left in the second quarter, 26-18 NAU. Lauren Orndorff missing that, and an offensive board for Jaite.
You see Zoe Campbell trying to board that ball, but just out of positioning for UNC.
Skank had a wide open lane. Nice dump to Jaite in the and one.
Allie Downing just in a tough position defensively. And Jaite making her pay.
Foul on double-digit lead. They own that right now. Up by 10 over Northern Colorado, 28-18.
They've been a team that when they get momentum and gain steam, they're difficult to catch.
Missed free throw, so the three-point play not converted for Jaite.
Both of these teams struggled with consistency this season, which we saw across the board for the Big Sky Conference. No team dominated conference play.
Allie Downing for three. That's long, and the boards go to Moran.
UNC yet to make an outside shot. Just still relying on that inside game.
Moran inside to Jaite. She's had a hard time keeping the ball in there. UNC doing a good job while she's in. Simmental pulls it back. 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. UNC shooting just 24% from the field, and Simmental gets stripped and got her head knocked. Jaite helping her up. Good sportsmanship.
It's tough being a point guard in this league. You're going to see her just going strong to the basket, and she's selling it so well, which is what these guards do. In addition to taking it hard, they are not going to give up and let up. The guard play has just been phenomenal this year for the Big Sky Conference.
It really has, and a wide open lane for Chapman, that's short. You think about the guards, too, that we're seeing here in the semifinals. Wide open, Olivia Moran. She has 7.
You cannot relax against a team like NAU that will make you pay in transition.
And by 7, I mean 7 total points for the Moran sisters. Olivia only has 2. This is what always gets me.
Difficult when they're sisters that look very similar.
Yeah, just read the numbers, right? Or one has the face mask on today, and Olivia, she's been wearing that this season. 4 on the shot clock. Simmental will pop from 3. That's short. Skank with a nice feed. How about it?
Skank just doing an incredible job in transition, making her teammates better. Jaite with the finish. NAU is rolling.
Skank doing what she does best. Jaite gets about 9 minutes a game, and she's filled in here great for Khiarica Rasheed, who is in foul trouble with 2 on the bench. And she converts the three-point play this time. She has 5. Just a freshman, born in Gambia, West Africa, but went to high school in Linwood, Washington. Has a lot of length to her, and I think she's going to get stronger in the weight room and really become a good college basketball player. Nice fight on the boards for Sabina Lipe. Drives to her left. Back up top to the perimeter. Eisenbart, air ball.
Just UNC unable to find a hot hand.
And Northern Arizona has the hot hand. A 9-0 run for them over the last 3 minutes and 33 seconds and counting. Wrote about a Skank. Olivia Moran out to Skank, and it's going to be an off-ball foul. That'll be on Olivia Moran.
One area that has allowed UNC to be successful is just the spread, ball, and point spread. They've had multiple players score in all avenues of the game, perimeter and post play, and right now it's just really one-sided with UNC unable to utilize any outside game.
Simmental, pretty shot.
That's all I needed to say, Jenny.
Pretty shot for Simmental. That's 5 points for her. Her first made field goal. She had a pair of free throws earlier. And on the other end, guard play. You talked about it. Skank matching. 10 for Regan Skank. So I was going to say is the guards that we see in this game, the guards we're going to feature later, and Sydney Gandy from Idaho, and then, of course, the co-defensive player of the year, and Darian White. They have some tough cookies. They might be shorter by height, but, man, they can get after it.
They're tough, they're agile, and they play hard every minute that they're on the floor, and I think it's to be appreciated. Even with the lack of height, they make up for it in athleticism.
Sister substitute, Olivia out, Naya in. Nice pop. Michaela Mayo, her first points of the day. She had 14 of them yesterday against Montana. Got a lot of great minutes in production for Lori Payne. Another turnover for UNC, that one from Simmental. So 8 turnovers now for Northern Colorado. They average 17.5 a game, and Coach Matillo can live with them when they don't hurt you. They've been hurting them here. More points off turnovers, more points for Jaite. She has 7.
NAU just able to score the ball at will.
See Lori Payne playing defense almost with her team. Ask them to get in their face. Eisenbart for 3. And that will help UNC. Stops Northern Arizona's run. They're down 39-24.
Coach Payne was so intense, just not wanting to give up that momentum heading into the second half. Let's see if they can make something happen here.
5 on the clock for the half. One last shot. They're going to call a foul. It's 1.2 seconds. It's not the foul you want to have, but Alexis Chapman won't hurt the team. That's just the 4th team foul, so it won't be free throws off of it in the bonus before the buzzer at halftime. Michaela Mayo will inbounds it. And one last shot for Skank. No go at the buzzer, but a big, big lead for Northern Arizona. set to go. Will be the Lumberjacks starting. Northern Colorado, Krista, they just need to get some shots to fall in. They haven't had great looks, and Northern Arizona has, and that includes starting off the right way for Emily Rodabaugh.
Nina Radford just knows her personnel and could sense Rodabaugh was open on the baseline, and they just pick right up where they left off.
Eisenbart will turn and shoot. They got to hustle for the rebound. Ends up with Alexis Chapman into Harden off the glass.
UNC, in their 2 previous games, put up 31 and 34 points in the first half, and so 24 points just wasn't enough. Getting a lot of looks from Harden, but just no points from Allie Downing or Alexis Chapman.
Simmental got the 3. Now she has 8. 2 threes on the game for her.
Exactly what UNC needed.
They can get back in it. Khiarica Rasheed turns to shoot, and she'll get the bounce. 10 for the Portland, Oregon native. Into Eisenbart. They're going to feed down low. There's that double team, and Harden just didn't really have anything to muster it up. At the other end, Khiarica Rasheed does. She's at a dozen.
The hard part about that play is Kirsten Harden misses the rebound, and Khiarica Rasheed just more athletic and agile and able to run the floor better than Harden. And that's where you'll see NAU able to capitalize in transition.
There's Allie Downing from the corner. That's short. Harden uses her size to reach up and grab the rebound. Tallest on the court, 6'3". Second chance points coming for the Bears. 3 seconds, one more pass. Harden got stuffed, and that's going to be in the hands of a Lumberjack before the horn went off. Rodabaugh for 3. Came out with the first points of the third quarter, 46-29. Lumberjacks advantage still. 3 for 14 from three-point range is UNC. They got to get hot if they want to get back in it. Allie Downing waiting on the wing. She's a three-point shooter. Simmental has to work through the double team, and it's going to be a shot clock violation.
Nice defense by NAU. UNC really struggling, and we've seen this from UNC this year, and that is some of the inconsistencies that we're seeing now that have plagued them during the conference run. They had scoring droughts, and some of their scores you can even see were low, 52, 53, 55 points per game, and that's where you could see where they just really could not find a rhythm offensively.
Sabina Lipe checked in. She was a force off the bench yesterday for Coach Matteo. Khiarica Rasheed, too much to handle sometimes. She's at 14. Earned honorable mention the All-Big Sky Conference team this year. Lipe passes to the other side.
NAU just has that length in Orndorff and Radford at the guard position on the zone, making it difficult for UNC to get off any shots.
Chapman pulls back, jumper, that's short, and Lipe working below, but Nina Radford got a hand on the ball, and Bears turn it over. Well, trading turnovers. UNC with the nice pass for Lipe, over at the board. Simmental gives it right back to her, and Lipe has 6.
The problem with that, though, is you've got to get back on defense. NAU looks for that early opportunity. You can't be on your heels.
Kelly Boyle's checking in, the junior forward. Averages about 13 minutes a game this season. There's a whistle, and that's going to go on Skank. The entire NAU bench thought she had a wide open lane to a bucket. Skank's first in the first of the quarter. 5:40 to go here in the third. 19-point advantage.
2-3 zone from NAU.
Lipe with the pass to Simmental. She drains it.
It's just a pretty shot.
11 points for Hannah Simmental. Sophomore has been so good offensively this year for the Bears, leading just about every single category, averaging 14.4 points per game.
She's emerged as one of the best players in the conference.
Again, just a sophomore. We saw that last year with the sensational sophomores, and now we're getting the next wave of youngsters. Jump ball, and that'll go with the Bears. Jaden Galloway checking in. So she's going to give Downing a rest. We get a two-guard look with Simmental and Galloway.
They'll move Simmental to the off-guard position because she's just such a good shooter. That's the other piece that Coach Matteo recognizes. He's trying to get her some good looks. But you're going to see NAU switching up the defense, so you can't really get used to anything, and that's what they're trying to do with UNC.
You see Skank face guarding Simmental. Lipe just drives in, but leaves it short. Thought she was fouled, and the foul's going to actually go on Rodabaugh, who ran Galloway over.
He was turning over the ball before they could get her looks. They're in desperate need of finding a hot hand.
Great take by Alexis Chapman. She had 11 points in the first round and 11 points yesterday in quarterfinals against Idaho State, but these were her first points today with now 4:20 left in the third quarter. So far, the best offense in the conference, outlasting the best defense in the conference. Khiarica Rasheed with a dribble and out to Mayo. 3 on the shot clock. Skank throws one up and she gets fouled.
That was an off-balance shot, and if you're UNC, you just hate to see that foul with the shot clock ticking down. Coach Matteo not happy with that as Skank will go to the line.
First foul on Lipe.
Right here, you're going to see Skank coming in, has to throw something up. She does a good job of drawing in defenders, but that's a shot you don't want to foul.
Skank today with 7 assists. She's closing in on the record books with most assists in school history. There's a look for Simmental and a good one.
That is such a nice shot, Jenny. Coming
Beautiful.
off the screen, she's able to just stop and pop. Hannah Simmental, 4 for 7 from the three-point line.
Skank tries to trade him, and a Chapman will come up and push the ball for the Bears. Galloway over to Lipa. Galloway gets it inside. Back out. Lipa will take the 3 and way off. Not all the best shooters on the floor right now for the Bears. Trying to buy some time to get Kirsten Harden back in. She's talking to the trainer over on the UNC bench. inside presence helps them so much. Just her on the floor alone, it allows you to have some more space on the perimeter, and that's what they need is those perimeter shots right now.
She is definitely not on the bench with her team.
Trainer looking at her, and she has a towel wiping her eyes. It looks like they have some contact solution too, so hopefully it's just a contact issue and she'll get back soon. 2:30 to go, 52-39 NAU. Olivia Moran goes hard at Chapman, and then Jaite gets fouled by Callie Boyles. Oh, excuse me, the foul went to Allie Downing. That's her third.
It's just a nice dump to Jaite. She's just athletic at 6'1".
Jaite with 8 points. She was a 4-year letter winner and a league MVP in high school, plus a 3-year captain. Went to Meadowdale High School in Linwood, Washington. Again, a Pacific Northwest connection with Coach Payne, who went to Washington and had such a stellar career. Simmental from the corner, and she gets fouled. Nia Moran with her second, and 3 free throws coming for the best shooter in the gym. I want to put that up against anyone in here. No one else can shoot 90% from the gym.
And I think Coach Mattio's smart with putting in Galloway and Simmental together. She's done this all year. She's been a prolific shooter for them. She's a unique guard in that she has good handles, and she can shoot and distribute. And Kristen Mattio has her.
Yeah, exactly. 17 points. She can make the threes, she can make all her free throws, and it's the same amount. Bears chipping away. Harden's still sitting on their bench now. It's good news she's not with the trainer, but on the other end, Olivia Moran connecting. 12 points for her yesterday. She has 5 today. Chapman to Simmental. She had the ball knocked away from her from Skank and was able to get it into the post. Boyles attacking. Aggressive move from Callie Boyles.
That's a nice move to the basket. Just UNC just hanging in here.
There's a turnover. For 3, Towning drains it from downtown. Ball has helped out UNC, and now they're looking for their best defense, the best in the conference, to come up here with 1:10 to go in the third quarter.
UNC wanting to try to keep this momentum, hoping that Allie Downing keeps the hot hand.
Perimeter passing for the Lumberjacks. Mayo in control, dribbling around Galloway, passing off to Moran. Floater no good for Nia Moran. On the ground, and a foul for Khiarica Rasheed. She has 3.
It's good defense by UNC. Forcing the off-balance shot. Nice rebound. Hannah Simmental. Khiarica Rasheed. Got to hand it to Simmental for hanging in there.
So you still see Harden on the bench for Mattio and UNC, and she was talking to the trainer for a while. You don't ever want to speculate what an injury is, but the fact she's not getting some valuable minutes here when they probably need her the most, it's pretty telling. Chapman, she drains her jumper. 4 points for her, all in the second half. 57-49 and a turnover. Here come the Bears. 6 seconds. Simmental with the ball. She'll throw it up, and that's short. The Bears go on a 7-0 run to end the third quarter, and all the way for the Bears. 17 points for her, followed by Kirsten Harden, who has 12, but she's been on the bench for quite some time. And a quick, easy shot for NAU to open up the fourth quarter. Mikiela Mayo, she has 4. So UNC has more of the guard look going, with Kelly Boyles getting some big minutes here on a bigger stage.
We've yet to see Kirsten Harden.
Boyles back up and in. That's a big play for the junior.
Take a look at here. Just a nice, strong move against Khiarica Rasheed. Khiarica Rasheed has to be careful with 3 fouls. Doesn't want to pick up her 4th.
And the 3-point play good for Boyles. She has 5. Over her season average. Seven-point advantage for the Lumberjacks. They're going to pull it out. Shot clock winding down. Ball in Skank's hands. And it saves the ball, but it's going to go as a turnover, and the turnover right back to Mikiela Mayo. Good on her for the hustle, and it pays off with points.
Mayo to Orndorff, back to Mayo. That's good offense for NAU. They just push in transition.
That ball short, and Rasheed picks up a board. Rasheed has 4 rebounds to go with her 16 points today. She recorded a double-double in yesterday's game against Montana, 17 points, 10 rebounds, and that was her 4th double-double of the season. A little push underneath. That's going to go on Callie Boyles. She'll check out, and here she is. Kirsten Harden back in the game, well rested, and expecting her now to play the final 8 minutes and 13 seconds. The Bears have utilized her presence this entire tournament, and they're really going to need her today. Jumper good by Orndorff. I believe these are Orndorff's first points. She came up with 18 yesterday off 3 threes. She was hot from three-point land. Galloway inside. Harden with a dribble out to Simmental. Just skips over the rim and into the hands of Skank.
Nice look by Simmental. It's a different game plan when you have Kirsten Harden inside, but NAU just able to capitalize here on the offensive end.
Mikiela Mayo does a real nice job of just reading the floor and her spacing. 9, and a couple turnovers and missed shots. They got to hold the dig out again. Kirsten Harden will go to work. Puts it out to the perimeter, and Simmental. Lipe inside to a cutting Chapman. She tried to get it over Khiarica Rasheed and then had to put it up herself. Wide open look and way long. Lauren Orndorff hasn't had many from range today, just 2 looks and 0 for 2.
It's a tremendous journey she's had. Punctured lung. And sitting last year, opting out just for safety protocol, and just her health journey.
She had a big quarantine disruption this year, like a lot of Lori Payne's team did. Felt to be the domino effect for them at one point in the season. Didn't know who they were going to play with. Didn't have many players on some of the road trips. Nevertheless, got it done, and here they are as the 4th seed in the semifinals. Nice job kissing it off the glass by Simmental right before the buzzer.
Simmental just finding that open lane, sensing she could take it to the basket. She's doing work with 19 points.
She's had 44 points so far in Boise. Rasheed missing. Bears could cut it to single digits again with a score. They'll work the clock to get their shot. Simmental has her look. Oh, just in and out.
Right on the money.
Could tell the disappointment from the Bears bench. Khiarica Rasheed couldn't handle it, and Simmental is going to make them pay. She puts it in the easy way. And now it is a single point deficit, 65-56.
NAU in a scoring drought. They haven't scored for the last 2 minutes. Coach Payne wanting to get something going on the offensive end.
Jaite at the scores table to check in. Mayo pops at the free throw line. Can't get the roll, and there's a 6-3 Harden going up above everybody to grab it. Simmental feeds Harden inside. She's double teamed, and Skank came over for the double team and got the foul. That's 3 on Reagan Skank. Here come a couple subs.
Kirsten Harden. Reagan Skank coming across on the double team just a little late. Khiarica Rasheed playing the front side. You have to try to figure out how to defend such a strong body underneath the basket.
Harden making her shots. She was happy and she knew it, if you heard the chant from the crowd. Trying to throw her off.
Such a good fan environment in here. Idaho Central Arena.
The NAU band is great. Kirsten Harden knocking them both down. That's 14 points for her. Lead at 7 for Northern Arizona. 6-0 run for the Bears. Skank drives right at Harden and around her. Goes up and around the basket too. Galloway will bring it up for Northern Colorado. Allie Downing had a big 3 earlier, a little momentum swinger for the Bears. She drives it to the hoop this time, getting stuffed.
Nice defense by Emily Rodabaugh. Let's see here, Rodabaugh, good no foul.
Gets it in to Simmental. Simmental drives baseline and right through Northern Arizona, but ball was short. Rodabaugh thought about it. So did Skank. Olivia Moran picks up her dribble. And Rodabaugh to her left, driving to the hoop, and ball got knocked away. There's a whistle underneath, and they're going to say it'll stay with Northern Arizona. There's a look at Lori Payne in her 5th season with the Lumberjacks. Looking to get to the championship game for the first time at the helm.
NAU has made the semifinals, but yet to make it into the finals in her 5 years at NAU.
Foul went on Galloway. Lipa checks out. Chapman in. Mayo drives out to Olivia Moran, and she got it. That's just 2 though. Her foot was on the line.
Mayo with just the strong take to the basket, drawing in the defender. NAU does it so well when they have multiple offensive threats. Moran just one of them.
Turnovers now 12 for the Bears. NAU has 11, so pretty even there. And the points off turnovers dead even at 16 apiece. Mayo taking her time, coming up. 3:30 left in the game, and a double-digit advantage for the Lumberjacks over the Bears. Olivia Moran picks up her dribble to Skank. Alexis Chapman got her hands in there, but they're going to call a foul, and the Bear on the shot clock. 3:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. After this, we will have the first of two participants in the Women's Championship game. That'll air on Friday at 1 o'clock right here on ESPN+. Foul on Chapman again, so she picks up two quick ones in this same possession for Northern Arizona. She's at 3. That's the fourth team foul. Next foul, and Northern Arizona will be in the bonus.
It's just clock resets, too. It's critical time.
They're going to call that again on Chapman. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen a player pick up 3 fouls in one possession. That's her fourth. Olivia Moran will shoot the free throws. 68% free throw shooter.
The foul situation will come into play. Northern Colorado with 5 team fouls. Northern Arizona with 2.
Yeah,
so
in the
every
bonus.
Foul here on out, NAU will shoot.
Missing the second, and it's a race to the ball. Mayo got it, and it'll stay with NAU. Olivia Moran with the dish to Jaite. She can't finish. And UNC will have a shot. Still trail by 10. Hannah Simmental dribbling around. Olivia gets the roll, and she'll have an opportunity to make it a 3-point play.
That's a big basket for UNC and Hannah Simmental. Taking it strong to the basket, just not giving up, sensing the defensive pressure, but continuing to go strong to the hole. And she gets the friendly bounce.
And she makes her free throw. Of course she does. Once again, a 90% free throw shooter, but she's only had 3 misses in the fourth quarter this season. Fourth quarter or overtime.
That is someone you don't want to put to the line.
22 points for Simmental. 7-point advantage NAU. The drive by Mayo, and she loses the ball out of bounds. So they tipped off a Bear, but didn't see that. They're going to meet. Yep. Switch in the direction. So it will be Bears ball. Big possession. 2:12 to go. A little lax pressure from NAU, but Jaden Galloway splits the double team attempt. Chapman to Galloway, into Harden.
Just a tough pass to make on the run. High post to low post.
Simmental had a hand on it, and then Mayo had a lane, and she can't finish. Galloway almost dribbled it off her body, and she recovers. Simmental for 3. Got it!
And it's good! Hannah Simmental with the big basket.
27 points for Hannah Simmental. 5 of them from 3-point range. That ties a career high for her.
UNC pulling within 4.
2-possession game, 1:12 to go. 8 seconds on NAU shot clock. Inside, Khiarica Rasheed. That's long, and the ball ends up on a bounce, but a whistle first. They're going to call it UNC's ball with the foul.
It's a great call. UNC strong on the glass. Their bench is feeling it, Jenny.
That's 4 fouls for Regan Skank. Huge momentum shift for the Bears. 60 seconds to go till we know who'll be playing in the championship game. Or perhaps we'll have bonus time in this first semifinal game.
UNC patient on the offensive end, but they certainly need to make something happen in this possession.
UNC trailed by as many as 18. Everyone going up for it. Galloway just too short, but the hustle's still on the ball. The possession arrow goes with the Bears. They haven't made the call yet. It looks like the ref is going to call a foul, and it appears that it'll be on Kirsten Harden. Excuse me, on Galloway. Bodies were flying all over for that ball. You can sense the sense of urgency.
They're going to call it on Kirsten Harden.
They called it on Galloway.
Big free throw by Mayo. These are both big free throws.
84% from the line. She's had a big tournament. She has been so clutch for Lori Payne off the bench. 10 points here. She had tonight between Montana State and Idaho. Lipa gets it in. Alexis Chapman drives straight to the hole. They do call the foul.
Quick basket and the foul, and only 2 seconds tick off the shot clock.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered. You get it in the hands of the graduate senior, and she goes strong to the hole. Olivia Moran felt like she was straight up on that play. In and out, and there were no Bears around for the rebound, but they're going to have to go foul. 4-point game, 70-66. It'll put NAU on the line in the bonus. Both teams now in the bonus. No timeouts left for Northern Colorado, 3 for Northern Arizona.
Mayo, perfect 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Make that 3 for 3.
She has 11 on the day. She averages 6 points a game at Nevada in the 28 games she played there. Transferred over here last year and has been a great addition for Lori Payne. 28 seconds to go. 72-66. Got to get a quick shot off. They're looking for shooters. Drive nowhere near, and a collision under the basket. Sabina Lipe grabbing her face. And the foul's going to go on Skank. She will foul out of the contest. So Lipe shaking it off. Teammates coming over, say, you got this. Nina Radford checking in for Skank, and she'll get...
Coach Payne not liking that 5th foul. It's intense. Someone's going home today. And both of these teams can feel it just so close to that championship game. Emotions are running high.
Kirsten Harden back on the bench for UNC as Lipa makes her free throw. Also perfect from the line today. She can't get the roll, and a race to the ball. It's going to stay with the Bears. Goes out of bounds on Nina Radford.
If you're Coach Payne, this is not what you want to see.
Gorsman was waiting to check in to get some size on defense, but now that it's an offensive possession, Kristen Matteo is going to play the chess match and get her offensive players in there.
Coach Payne going to opt for a somewhat of a quicker lineup here on the defensive end.
Alexis Chapman will inbounds the ball with 15.8 on the clock. Simmental tried to get open. They get their other three-point shooter in Allie Downing. She dribbles around to Simmental for 3. Bounces around. Alexis Chapman had position. Gets the rebound. 6 seconds to go, and that's a turnover.
It's going to be the ball game right here.
Mayo will dribble it out, and NAU moving on to the championship game for the first time under Lori Payne. What a feeling it is